What is up, guys? It's Flash back with some more charts and another video. Today's Monday, July 29, about 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Today we're going to go through a few tickers in the biotech sector. I think it is a super good looking sector. You can kind of see here on the chart, this is XBI, this is the biotech ETF, this is on the 2 weekly time frame. It's in a pretty well-defined channel back since 2007, and it's going up and to the right over time. And I think we can kind of take a look at this where we're at the we're towards the bottom of the channel, right? We're not towards the top. So I think, this has room to the upside. Depends. I think if the S&P and NASDAQ continue to go up, then I think this will go up with it. If those decide to roll over and if there's an outperformance of gold, then we maybe have to take another look at this. But for right now, this looks like a pretty cool sector to be in. And so I'm going to go through a couple different tickers, ones that I've found. Drop me a like if you guys find this content worthwhile, if you want me to keep covering it. I think there's some pretty good attractive stocks in it, or if you just want me to stick to uranium commodity stuff, I'm happy to do both. But I think this is pretty attractive stuff. So just leading here with XBI, again, the ETF. I pull up the momentum here. This, again, on the 2 weekly time frame. This can kind of tell us, okay, when we're getting overheated or when we're maybe cooling off and it's a good buy candidate. But we also have these trends with momentum, the distance percentage from the moving average. If we throw the 36 period 2 week moving average, we're just kind of above it and it's starting to curl up. So that tells me, okay, we're going to get some tailwinds here. We can ride this all the way to the overheated zone. So that's XBI. Okay, so the first one on my list is Viking Therapeutics. And a lot of lines on here, but let me kind of get to the point. They're a clinical stage biotech developing novel therapies for metabolic and endocrine disorders. And so just looking at this chart, I found this parallel channel, and I'm, again, looking for assets that are breaking out of a base, starting to go parabolic. And if you kind of just look generally at these trends and these channels, this is starting to show some parabolic stuff. If we go into the 1 day, we're breaking out of this green channel, which I think is a big deal, and we're retesting it. And so, I can maybe take, maybe take the gold channel off just for clarity purposes. But man, once this thing breaks out, this thing can run to the top of this channel in 140 days. You could go 265%. And so that's a return that's super attractive to me. I'm trying to make money and outperform gold, and I'm trying to do it quickly, if you know what I mean. So I think this could be, a good candidate. Yes, you kind of got to keep in mind, okay, if we're buying and selling within a year, you're going to have short-term capital gains. But I think the potential here with especially Viking Therapeutics is really attractive. So a good one to keep on the radar. If we go into the 2 week time frame, we look at momentum. There is a kind of a general uptrend here. There's a couple different support lines. I can brighten this up for you guys too. So we'll see if that holds, but we drop into like the 2 day. And this is showing kind of a little bit of a breakout here on momentum. Like that's breakout back test, and now we're above that daily moving average. So I think this looks full steam ahead. So that's VKTX. Next one is SLNO. Soleno Therapeutics. They're focused on developing and commercializing novel therapeutics for rare diseases. And so when we look, we're on the weekly time frame here. This looks like, some sort of cup and handle, so to speak. We're approaching a major breakout. And so then when we pull up momentum, this thing has so much room to run, and it's squeezing between this horizontal breakout line and the weekly moving average here. So I think once this momentum breaks out, that's going to be a signal that this is going to run. And so then if we do a measured move on this, if we stay within this channel, and for the next 336 days, this could run 700%. Absolutely insane. So these are stocks that I'm highly, highly interested in, and I think for good reason technically. Over to WGS, a similar looking stock. This is GeneDx Holdings. They provide genetic testing and genomic analysis services, specializing in rare and ultra-rare genetic disorders. So this one's interesting because on the momentum side of the house, we have an uptrend with momentum on the weekly that we want to hold, and I think this could, again, pop to the upside. But if we zoom in onto the daily time frame, this thing broke out of that orange line, and it's just in this upwards channel. Like I want to be in assets that are just going up. Number go up, I want to buy. So again, we just want to stay in this blue channel, either one, and this has potential. Like over the next 200 days, this thing could run, it could be a 10 bagger in 200 days. That's incredible. So as long as it stays in the channel, it's going to do that, right? But we'll know if it breaks out of the channel. So another really, really attractive one, I think. That's why, these biotechs, they can just run, and the percentage gains are incredible. Okay, over to RNA on the weekly. We'll go to the 4-day, actually. The 4-day, that's where the momentum is. But RNA, developing a new class of therapies called antibody oligonucleotide conjugates for a range of diseases. I have no idea what that means, but that's what Google's telling me. This one broke out again, back tested, ran from 23 to 45-ish. And again, we pull up momentum. Similar looking chart as WGS. We want this to go up and continue its run, right? If this breaks down, then okay, we might take a break. But we're also going to know that this is going to slow down if it falls out of these channels. So that's RNA. CRBP, clinical stage pharmaceutical company developing novel therapeutics to treat inflammatory and fibrotic diseases. So let's zoom out, go onto the 3-day. And so this one has more of an interesting channel, right? Like there's some pretty good resistance up here at $250. A couple channels going on here in the mix. But again, as long as we stay in these channels, this thing can run in 260 days. It could return 337% from where it's at today. We look at momentum. Momentum, it has reset. It's come back down to the moving average, right? The moving average caught up to price, and I think this is, again, looking explosive, ready to continue its run. And then last but not least is NRIX. Biopharmaceutical company focused on the discovery, development, and commercialization of small molecule therapies designed to modulate cellular protein levels. Whew, that's a mouthful. But this chart is incredible. Again, we stay in this channel. It's only upside from here. Next 300 days, we could run 482%. So, I love the commodity space, uranium space as much as anybody else, but you can't deny that these are some attractive looking stocks. And so then we can pull up, we'll just pull up NRIX measured in gold, clear uptrend here. I want to stay in this channel, keep outperforming gold. We'll look at CRBP measured in gold. It's going up. RNA, uptrend against gold. WGS, uptrend against gold. SLNO, approaching resistance, but again, has that cup and handle look to it. And then Viking Therapeutics, measured in gold, doing more or less the same thing as it is on its price chart. Could be breaking out of this massive base and continuing to outperform. So that's XBI, and that's a handful of tickers. If you guys have any other ones that you want me to look at, biotech or not, I'm happy to do it. Just drop me a like, drop me a comment, and I'll continue following this sector for you guys. But I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.